The year is 1092. The Middle East is ruled by the mighty Seljuk Empire. Their armies number in the hundreds of thousands. They seem invincible. But in the mountains of northern Iran, a new force is rising. A force that does not believe in open war. Their weapon is fear. They are the Fedayeen, the self-sacrificers. The West would later know them by a more terrifying name: the Assassins. Their leader was a ghost. A man who lived on top of an eagle's nest, never leaving his fortress for 35 years. His name was Hassan-i Sabbah. This is the true story of the old man of the mountain, the genius who invented modern covert warfare, and the real history behind Assassin's Creed. Hassan-i Sabbah was not a born killer. He was a genius scholar. Born in the city of Ray, he was a devout Ismaili, a minority sect that was hunted and persecuted by the ruling Seljuk Empire. Hassan traveled across the Middle East, studying philosophy and strategy. He realized a hard truth: his people were few. They could never defeat the massive Seljuk armies on a battlefield. He needed a new strategy: asymmetric warfare. The logic was cold and brilliant. If you cannot kill the snake by fighting it, cut off its head. But to do this, he needed a base. A place where no army could reach him. (1090 AD). Hassan found his target Alamut. The name means eagle's teaching. It was a fortress built on a sheer cliff, considered impossible to conquer by force. So, Hassan didn't conquer it. He bought it, effectively. He infiltrated the castle disguised as a simple schoolteacher. Day by day, he spoke to the soldiers, converting them to his cause. By the time the governor of the castle realized what was happening, it was too late. His own guards belonged to Hassan. Hassan famously wrote the governor a draft for 3,000 gold dinars and told him to leave. Alamut was taken without shedding a single drop of blood. The old man of the mountain had found his throne.
From Alamut, Hassan waged a war of psychology. He didn't need to kill everyone. He just needed to make the leaders terrified. The most famous story involves the powerful Seljuk Sultan, Sanjar. He was marching his army to destroy Alamut. One morning, the Sultan woke up and froze. Stuck in the hard ground, inches from his face, was a dagger. Pinned to it was a note from Hassan. "If I had not wished the Sultan well, that dagger which is stuck in the hard ground would have been stuck in his soft chest." The message was clear: we can get to you anywhere, even in your sleep. Terrified, the Sultan ordered his army to turn back and made peace with the assassins. Hassan had won the war without fighting a battle.
But the most famous part of this story is actually a lie. 2 centuries later, Marco Polo told Europe a wild story. He claimed Hassan had a secret garden filled with wine and beautiful women. He said Hassan would drug his followers with hashish, put them in the garden, and tell them it was paradise. To go back, they had to kill. This is where the word assassin comes from: hashishin, hashish eaters. But historians agree, this is a myth. Hassan-i Sabbah was a strict ascetic. He was a man of science and theology. He was so strict that he executed his own 2 sons for drinking wine. A man that disciplined would never run a drug den. His followers killed because of extreme faith and loyalty, not because they were high on drugs. The hashish story was likely propaganda invented by his enemies to discredit him.
The assassins survived for 170 years, a state within a state. But in 1256, an enemy arrived that could not be frightened: the Mongols. Hulagu Khan didn't care about daggers or threats. He brought engineering. The Mongols climbed the cliffs and crushed Alamut. The great library, holding centuries of knowledge, was burned to ashes. The order was destroyed, or was it? Centuries later, the legend was reborn. The video game series Assassin's Creed borrowed heavily from this history. The creed "Nothing is true, everything is permitted," the hidden blade, the leap of faith, and the war against the Templars, it all echoes the story of Hassan-i Sabbah. The real man died in his castle, but his legend became immortal.
Hassan, Sabbah's empire of stone and fear lasted for 170 years, only to be crushed under the hooves of the Mongol cavalry. His great library was burned, and his secrets were turned to ash. But in a strange twist of irony, the Mongols failed. They destroyed the castle, but they could not destroy the legend. Hassan proved a terrifying truth to the world. You don't need a massive army to change history. You just need patience, belief, and a single, well-placed dagger. The old man of the mountain may be gone, but his shadow still stretches across history and our pop culture. For the gamers out there, did you know the leap of faith was based on a real event where Hassan ordered a soldier to jump to his death just to prove his loyalty? Let me know in the comments. If you want to uncover more secrets of the past, subscribe to History of Us.